Hello my fellow breathers, it is I, Monster Breath, and welcome to another video. Today is going to be a bit special because, actually before we get into this video, can we just all appreciate the new life this has been getting?
Yeah, I heard he got that hot new thing. It's called Switch.
Well done, Will Smith. It's you're quite clairvoyant there, or just dumb luck. Anyway, because of that, I'm sure you can guess what we're going to talk about today, because I got a box. No, oops, sorry, microphone. I got a Switch. Now, I know this is kind of late in the day to be talking about it, but well, no, it's not really. But I got this on launch. I went to the midnight launch at my local EB. Thank you, Richard, for doing that for us all. It was a good day. And I've been using it, obviously, since then. So today it's just going to be a brief overview of what I got and some first impressions of it all. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So I got the grey Switch console, as you can see right here. I also got, well, I did want the neon version, but my local EB had sold out by that point, so that was a little annoying, but in the end I'm actually glad I got the grey, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I also got this carry case, which was actually really cool. I got it for 30 Australian dollars, which I think most carry cases are priced between 20 and 30. I know there's a black sleek Switch one, which was also $30, which I was quite surprised at. This one is a bit bulkier, as you can probably see. I mean, it's bulky, but inside you've got a little pouch to put all your accessories in. Obviously room for 3, 6, 12 games, and obviously a Velcro strap here for you to securely hold your Switch as you move around. So that was $30, and it's actually well worth it. It comes with a screen protector, which you probably saw on the Switch. I held up a minute ago because I did a botch job, and there's bubbles everywhere. It came with these Mario branded headphones, so if I just untangle them, I will show you. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Grips to go over the Joy-Cons themselves. They clip around the back quite nicely and have plenty of definition on the sides for you to hold on to, which is nice. And thumbstick protectors, which I'm actually quite fond of in my general gaming setups. I know, especially for the PS4 DualShock 4s. Very important. So, because I know I've had a few controllers, and the rubber is really soft on them, and peels away relatively easy. I don't know if some of you have had that problem, but I did on mine, so I'm a big fan of thumb stick protectors. Came with this applicator as well, but you know, use that once and you don't really need it again. And a microfiber cloth for screen cleaning. And of course I got with it Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is so far so good. And you open it up, I'll get the game out in a second. But that's the game's inside, and it comes with a double-sided poster, which I saw that when Boogie opened his, didn't have it, but I do. So sorry about that, Boogie. So that's one side of it, and that's the other side of it. Whoop. And that's the other side of it. So pretty cool poster. Nothing too fancy, but a nice little addition nonetheless. Obviously the Switch itself comes with this, the Joy-Con grip, and I find it actually quite comfortable. I thought it would be feel cheap and nasty. It does feel cheap, but it doesn't feel nasty. I have not got a Pro controller, because this is a lot of money to outlay all at once. But I'll probably get one eventually. I got to hold one, a friend of mine bought one, and I got to hold it, and it is quite a handy and comfortable controller. But if you're thinking of getting a Switch and debating whether or not you need the Pro Controller, you don't. The Joy-Con grip is fine for playing it as a console. So a brief overview of the Switch console itself. So you've got it here. To release the controller, the Joy-Cons, you've got a little button there, a little button there. So you simply hold that in and can take a bit of finagling. Hold it in, pull it up, and there you go. And obviously to slide it back in, nice little click sound, and back it goes. And same story for putting it in the Joy-Con grip. So far I've found that my favourite way to play is actually with the Joy-Con grip, which works like this. You get that satisfying click again. So this is actually my favourite way to play at the moment, and it's quite comfortable and a perfect substitute for any controller really. I wouldn't say it's as comfortable as the DualShock 4. The Pro Controller definitely is up there with it, but it's perfectly serviceable. One thing you'll notice straight away is the field of movement the thumbsticks have. So if I put it nice and close, that is 100% of the field of movement of the thumbstick, as opposed to the DualShock 4, which is obviously a full-fledged controller and has a nice large field of movement. Obviously good for that fine either aiming or slow walking or whatever. Important for a lot of games, but also not important for many others too. So that's something that you get used to pretty quickly. I've only played Zelda Breath of the Wild itself, and also the demo for Snipper Clips, which I would recommend getting the full game. I've only played the demo like I just said, but so far so good with that. So keep an eye on Snipper Clips, it's great. The way I hate playing the most is like this, in like a tabletop or hands wide open mode, whatever you want to call it. Definitely not that comfortable. I find, and my main concern with it is this, particularly with the right hand Joy-Con, to move from these to move from the buttons to the joystick requires a proper shift in your hand, whereas opposed to when it's on the grip, your hand slightly moves out a bit like this to hold the grip, and your thumb more easily moves from one to the other, and you've obviously got your other hand supporting the controller while you shift your hand. However, when it's all in the one hand, it gets a little finagly to move your thumb from the buttons to the joystick. And I don't have that big hands, I'll admit that, and I still find it a little bit of a problem. So keep that in mind with your purchase decisions. That was just me, and that's just my opinion. What is handy in the Snipper Clips demo is multiplayer, so you get to experience sharing the joy, as Nintendo like to call it, which works a little bit like this. So you've got your wrist strap thingamajig, and you slide it on. It doesn't click, so that's sad, but you have to, that little white nodule thing there, you gotta flick that up. That's your little click, and it locks into place, and then you play like that. And that actually works really well. It is small, but just big enough to still be comfortable, and I'm very much looking forward to playing Mario Kart and then just handing a Joy-Con over to a friend and being able to play multiplayer right then and there. It's a really clever design in that respect. Also made use of the kickstand that you find in the back of the Switch, if I can do it with that. Yep. It also makes a little clicky noise. Works fairly well. Like you've seen in a lot of videos, if you don't put it on an even flat surface, it will easily fall over. But hey, that's the same with just about everything. And yeah, but I've definitely made use of it, and it's a handy feature to have. I'd rather have it than not, no matter how well or how bad it works. As far as this accessory pack goes, I would highly recommend getting one. I'm really happy with this purchase. I think it's well worth the $30 that I paid for it. I do have a new screen protector on its way. You can get the tempered glass screen protectors for Switches on eBay and things like that already, so I've got mine ordered and coming. I'm looking forward to replacing it. But it's still serviceable if you get it right the first time. My problem was I saw a bubble when I put it down, and I put it down perfectly, mind you, except for the 1 or 2 bubbles. I lifted it up, and that's where I went wrong. So don't lift it up, even if you have a bubble. Yeah, so overall, the accessory pack I highly recommend. Zelda, I'm going to say roughly 10 hours in, and it's amazing. And that's just my preliminary assessment. I'll do a proper review later on, so keep an eye out for that. But it's a strange one, because I recently bought Horizon as well, and on paper Horizon should be the better game. I think the gameplay is a little bit better in Horizon. The graphics are obviously much better. I'm playing on a Pro on a 4K TV. The story, I feel like, is almost like a Netflix series. It keeps bringing me back, and I want to keep finding out what happens next. So, in a lot of ways, Horizon is the better game. But I can't get Zelda out of my mind. It's amazing. And I put it down to this. And that is that Horizon wants to impress you. It tries hard to let you know how good it is, and in all respects it is extremely good. However, Zelda doesn't try to impress you at all, and it gives you very little to start with, and then that's it for the rest of it. So everything you find along the way, it has this amazing sense of discovery about it all, which is in Horizon, but nowhere near to the same degree as is in Zelda. And every new thing you find is a constant surprise, and in that respect, it's amazing. I would highly recommend staying away from spoilers. You're not going to find any of that here, because that is a huge part of the game, is discovering things yourself. And because of that, you can't put it down. One thing I will say is that I thought the weapon system of constantly having to find new weapons after they keep breaking, and they keep breaking, some last no more than a few hits and it's broken, but you're constantly finding new enemies with newer, different, better weapons, that it's just this constant cycle through, and it's actually fun, which is really strange, because that's something I hate in games. I think The Witcher did it okay. The last gen, the Kingdom of Amalur, was broken for me because of that mechanic, but for some reason Zelda gets it right. And the leveling system in Zelda is purely you getting better at the game. The experience is the experience of the player, not the experience of Link himself. And that is really cool. You yourself are leveling up playing the game. And this is the first game where I really feel like that's the thing. Because the abilities you have, bar a few, at the beginning of the game are so far the same as they are at where I am now. It's just that I'm getting better at the game, and yeah, it's amazing. So I've had the opportunity to play the Switch in a variety of different ways. I've been able to take it out on the road and play it while I'm out and about of the house. I've been able to play it in the console mode. I've been able to play it tabletop with 2 players. And every single way to play is fun. And the one thing that Nintendo have done really well this time is given the console a sense of... what is the word I'm looking for? I guess desire. Nintendo have put desire into the Switch to make it a cool techie thing that can't really be found elsewhere in the same sort of vein, and they've Nintendofied it, and it's really good. If I had to sum it up in one sentence, I would say it is a premium tablet experience and a average console experience, purely because at the moment it's user settings and playing games and the eShop. So obviously it's got plenty of room to grow, and I fully expect it to. The Wii U at the moment has much more functionality than the Switch, but I know Nintendo will bring in the same things like YouTube, like Netflix, like other things. What I would actually like is for Nintendo to bring in some tablet functions. Nothing major, but you know, basic things like I said, like YouTube, Netflix, maybe even something like Dropbox. I know that's a bit far-fetched, but that would be great. So have you picked up a Switch? If so, let me know what your thoughts are below. And if you found this video interesting, useful and helpful, show it to a friend. This has been Monster Breath, and I will catch you in the next one.